Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Cindy.
And we're here with another Feeding Frenzy for a course in weight loss. We're on lesson number 21.
Our last one.
The last one. Can you believe it's over?
No. Seems like we just started.
It does, doesn't it?
But it's been 31 days or so.
It has.
And we've survived a 10-day food challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And we've exercised our buns off, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I've lost a total of 7 pounds.
Good for you.
And you've lost more than that.
I have lost 8 pounds.
Right. So I think we did good.
I think we did wonderful.
Yeah. And we're still losing. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought I lost more than that today when we weighed in. But
I feel a whole lot lighter, do you?
Oh, I feel so much better.
But it's not just in weight.
No.
I feel lighter here.
Mm-hmm.
With all the forgiveness work and stuff we've been doing.
Yeah. I feel, well, just like I was telling you before when we were fixing to eat, that I feel like I can really eat anything I want now because I know when to quit. And I also know enough to know that if I eat foods that are more fattening, then I get full quicker.
Yeah.
And so if I just listen to my body, and it's hard not to listen to it now. You know, it's like one of those puzzles where you look and look and look to try to find something, and once you see it, you can't not see it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I feel like. I feel like that I know too much to go backwards.
Exactly.
And that I can't, like last night when we went out to eat and we made a conscious decision before we got there to just get one meal and split it. And we had a steak and broccoli and a portobello mushroom with some kind of sauce on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we split everything and we ate it, and I thought I was gonna die. I was so stuffed.
I was
and I
stuffed.
thought, you know what?
Half of
Before this study, I would have eaten that whole plate and never thought about it.
And had dessert on top.
And had dessert,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't eat another bite if you'd have forced it down me last night. I was satisfied. I was a little bit overly satisfied. I should have waited on the last couple bites.
Mm-hmm.
I did eat a little, a Mallory's chicken.
Yeah.
In addition to that, but I still was more than enough. She wasn't going to eat it, so not only is it cutting the food, but it's saving us money too.
Oh my gosh!
You know? And that's not even why we did it, but
I know.
that's just a good.
The girls really thought it was about saving money at first, and then we explained no. We really just decided we're only going to eat about half of this, and it was really. I felt good knowing I can eat half of this, and I am good.
And it was a Weight Watcher meal on top of that, so it was low calorie to begin with. By the time we got done, I was satisfied. And then we had that little celebration for Emily getting in the beta club, and so we, even with the candy and stuff that we had on top of that, well, I didn't eat any last night, which is a shocker. I didn't feel like I needed it. So I think we had a cookie at the thing. Yeah. But it's just, I just feel better. And it's easier to make those choices.
Well, it is. I finally feel like I have addressed the addiction enough that I've got a handle on it. Now, I know I still have work to do.
Right.
And I'm going to revisit this when I need to. And I may even do it again if I feel in the need. But I finally feel like I've broken that habit, that addiction. And I really feel good now. And I feel good knowing I can literally have whatever I want because I'm listening to my body now.
Right, right.
You know?
And as long as I keep it in moderation, with the right portions, I can go have a blizzard and just have a couple bites and quit, which is unreal.
Unheard of.
Yeah. For me?
Oh
my gosh. I've never been able to do that. So I feel really good about where I'm at.
I feel really good. I feel like I've finally gotten to the point where I'm not just addressing the diet, and I'm not just addressing the exercise, and I'm not just ignoring the feelings that are going on. I'm addressing each one of these, and I'm seeing results, and I know that I'm going to be able to keep up.
Right.
And I'm not worried anymore about putting the weight back on and I'm taking it off, because it's not about the weight loss.
Right. And as you were telling the girls tonight, there's 3 parts to it. There's the physical and the mental and the spiritual. And it takes all 3 for you to really lick this addiction. And we addressed all 3 of them. And we also addressed, 2 parts with the body, which was the diet and the exercise. You can't exercise a bad diet.
Right.
Out-exercise.
You can't outwork a bad diet.
Yeah, there you go.
As David's telling us all the time.
So it takes all of it being in balance together and all of it working together. And I think without planning it that way, it all just fell into place that way. And I think we finally really got a good start on
And I
lifting
really
this
think
addiction.
for a while now, we have been working on all three of those aspects in all three of our conditions, meaning the physical, the mental, and the spiritual dealing with body image. I think we have addressed every one of those just with the image that we have of our bodies. How have things changed as far as that's concerned for you?
As far as the body image?
Yeah.
I am now, and I couldn't have said this before we started the study, I love my body. I'm proud of my body, and I'm not ashamed of it anymore. You know, I know it's a work in progress, and always will be. And I know it's an aging body, which is going through a lot of changes. But that's okay, because that's who I am. And I am more comfortable with who I am than I've ever been. And I know a lot of that is because of the study.
Me too.
And it's a lot of things that happened at this time, but I think God has just put all of it together at this time because we got serious about it. And I think that's the most important thing, is that when we get serious, God will jump in and get serious too.
Yes.
And for me, the commitment and getting serious and doing the exercises, even when I thought they were stupid and I didn't want to do them, doing them anyway.
Can you go back now and see benefit from it
yes.
when you did?
There's still some of them that I'm like, I probably could have skipped that one and been okay. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I stuck with each one of them and gave it my all, even if I didn't want to. You know? So, you know, it's like you were telling the girls, you get it out of it what you put into it.
Yep.
And I'm glad I put everything I had into it.
Yes.
And I'm thankful for the video because I wouldn't have done it otherwise. I wouldn't have put everything I had into it because I wanted to stay accountable and in integrity with everyone that's watching.
Isn't it amazing how when you put yourself in this place where you need to be accountable to somebody else, you'll keep the accountability for yourself much easier.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed that. When I have decided or told someone I will do this, I'm much more likely to follow through with it.
Right.
Than if I just tell myself I'm going to do it.
Right.
So what else helped me through this was also having someone that I could be accountable with.
Right.
If it hadn't been you, then I would have called on a prayer partner, and I have several times.
Right. Well,
through this.
That just goes to show that sometimes you need more than one person.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
sometimes you and I were in it so deep together that I couldn't help you with some of the issues. And the same with me. You couldn't help me with some of them, you know.
But what I'm saying is that accountability to someone else really carried me through some of the tough times. And there were several days when it got really, really tough.
Yeah.
And I had to make the conscious choice in that moment. Am I going to eat through this or am I going to grow through this?
Right.
And sometimes I could not get there on my own and needed to shout out. I needed to touch base with somebody else to remind me of who I am. And, man, I feel good because of it.
Yeah.
I really
feel like we're on our way now.
This chapter also talks about seeing yourself in that divine light. Do you see that better now?
Yes, I think I do. I can see the God in me more than I could before. And I can see my purpose more. You know, this study, I know it was about weight loss, but it helped me in so many other areas to get more focused on what I want to do. And maybe that was just coincidence too, but I feel more focused. And a lot of that might be because we're eating better, you know, and that my body's just working better. But I feel like both of us have gotten more focused and more on purpose and more goal-oriented, more determined in what we're doing, more self-disciplined, you know, and that feels good too. You know, there's a great deal of pride that goes along with doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. So I really see some big improvements.
For me, it's knowing that I'm supporting, my actions are supporting my body and what I want to do. Helps a lot.
Yes. And
but
you know you're on the right track.
It also helps me being able to see, okay, if I'm only eating about 400 calories in a meal, then I am supporting my body to get through the next couple of hours by doing the movement that I need to do in order to burn this. I mean, it helps me to be able to see a little bit further on what it is that I'm doing and that it actually does help. You know, when we first started our exercise, I mean, we've been doing this since November and hadn't really seen major changes in number until recently. But I didn't understand until, I don't know, a month or two ago when we were filming David I didn't really understand that, there was a basis there. I didn't have, in the function of my body was not, I didn't have what I needed in order to burn the fat. And I needed to take the time in order to help my body get what I needed in order to burn it.
Right. Yeah, I attribute a lot of the actual weight loss to David.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting us on track through the winter months. Even though I was gaining weight through the winter. And I was, I didn't really want to give up because I knew, okay, I'm trusting this dude for at least a year. And he's,
Well, we had decided we're going to give him 1 year.
Right.
And we don't see anything in a year, and I think it was plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see anything in a year, then, okay, we're going to do something else.
Right. And I wanted to give him a fair shake, and I wanted to give the process a fair shake. But it was getting to get a little frustrating to work so hard and not see any results or see him going the wrong way. And, he kept telling me, and I kept telling him, I said, it's just muscle. It's just muscle. I got to build the muscle. And so it took some patience and some real twisting of my brain to see that. I'm glad I did now, and I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
definitely. But it's taken a while to get to
and
that point.
it also goes back to show us that even though we can't see what's happening, there are changes happening.
Right.
Even though we don't know what they are, we had to put our trust into someone else because we'd asked him to step in. We had to put our trust there and know, as long as I'm doing my part, as long as I'm putting in the effort, there are changes happening, even if I can't see it.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of faith, too.
I'm really grateful to David. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to everybody that watched this because without the videos, I don't know that I would have stuck with the book. I'm grateful to Marianne Williamson for the book. Awesome book, and I think we've typed to her at least once, and it's been a great 31 days.
It has been.
So 1 month. Wow.
Okay, so now let's take just a moment here and remind people of the shop that we have.
Right.
You want to do that?
We got a shop. It does have a T-shirt and the cards that we needed for the altar, and some books. I went ahead and added the other books, and it really just takes them somewhere else to buy them.
That's okay, but then it's all in one
They
place.
can all find it in one place.
So in there
there.
we've got the books that we've been studying for the feeding frenzies, and some affirmation cards to support you, and then also we have brand new T-shirts.
Right. And I also put the book for our next class.
And what is our next class?
And it's going to be Edwin Gaines, what's the name of it? The Four Spiritual Principles? Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity. I think that's it. Yeah. So that's the one we're going to be doing next. Yes. So I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, me too.
And I think we talked about earlier that we're going to show up about once a month on this list and give an update.
Yeah.
To how we're doing.
Just, so if you're just joining us or you're just finishing, you'll see we're continuing with this and where we're at.
Right. So you'll probably get them fairly sooner than we'll make them, but we'll share our progress as we go. We're not done with this.
When are we planning on starting the next one? So
I think we decided April 1st.
We're going to try and shoot for April 1st.
So a lot of people may be watching this long after April 1st, though. So, but we're going to take a couple weeks to get prepared for that one.
Right.
So,
but this was a really good study.
It was awesome. It was really awesome.
It was life changing for me.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
You too?
Well,
you hungry?
I'm starving.
Me too. You know what? That's good stuff.
It's very good stuff.
Shreen.